Hello, Kye Cooper. Good morning and Merry Christmas. I'm coming to you live, pre-recorded, from my shop because what we're going to do is we're going to build this birdhouse, okay? So first thing you need, tell Dad, I need my board. You need a board, okay? It needs to be 3/4 of an inch, none of that centimeter crap, and 5.5 inches this way. It also has to be at least 50 inches long. I know these say it has to be 5 foot, but it doesn't have to be 5 foot because you got 10 3/4 extra. So why buy the 5 foot? We're just gonna do, this is 50.5, that's what we're gonna use, okay? So first thing we have to do, we have to lay it out, okay? You also wanna have some tools with you. You're gonna wanna have your handy dandy spade square, pencil, preferably in your hat. Maybe turn your phone off so you don't get Snapchats. Oh, it's from your mother. Oh, imagine that. Let's Snapchat her back. Hello, Harlan Wade. We are currently, look at that. That's me. We're currently doing your brother's video. Just happened to Snapchat me while we're doing it. Hello, children. Hello, children. Anyway, tape measure, speed square, pencil, best place for it, right there. An impact if you have one. If Dad doesn't have one, who's the smelly pooper now? I have a T25 bit because I'm using T25. 1.25" screws. You can also use 1.5". Whatevs, I'm not gonna judge. And a drill, okay, with an 1/8 of an inch bit, because you want to pre-drill this. If you don't pre-drill it, it could split out there, especially since I'm using cherry. Cherry's gonna split out, so you want to make sure you pre-drill it. All right, so first things first, have Dad help you and take your tape measure, and we're gonna look at our drawing, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and lay out that one right there, okay? We're gonna go ahead and lay these out. So we've got A and B, which are both 10 inches, because one is gonna be the front and one is gonna be the top, okay? I will show you one that's already done, okay? And I'll show you what they're gonna be. So, this is A, and this is B, okay? So you got your front and your top, okay? So those are both 10 inches. So you're gonna take your tape measure. It's got that handy dandy little hook. I swear to God, if this is your father. Yeah.
Joe's whorehouse, we don't give a fuck for nothing.
You better watch your mouth. I'm currently doing your son's video. Are you there? Oh, I lost him. Are you there? What?
Yeah?
Yeah, what?
Well, I heard you say, are you there?
Yeah, are you there? I'm doing your son's video.
Oh.
I didn't know if you wanted to do it live or, like I'm doing, live, pre-recorded. So I don't know. So that's what I'm doing. Your wife already Snapchatted me with a picture of your youngest kid while I'm doing your other son's video here. So now, hey, look at that, Dad. Now it's Dad. It was Mom before. Now it's Dad.
What?
I'm recording your son's video, and
Yeah, I got that, buddy, but I still gotta cut all
No, no, no. You're cutting them with him.
Oh, see, you didn't specify that.
Well, unless you want to pre-cut them, I don't care. I've got pre-cut ones right there, or I've got this board right here.
Well, guess what? Them boards down there, and I'm up here.
We'll go to the friggin' store. You know they make boards every day.
I don't need to go to the store. I got freaking boards in the barn.
You got 3/4 inch by 5.5? Do you?
No, I got 1 inch by 6 inch.
Well, you're gonna have to do some. You're gonna have to do some planing down, aren't you?
I don't fucking think so.
Go. Your dad's got a potty mouth. Go to the store and get yourself one of those. Kye, I lied. This is not live. Go to the store and get yourself one of them already pre-made 3/4 inch by 5.5 inch boards. None of that centimeter shit. And by 5 foot long. Doesn't have to be 5 foot. It's actually got to be like 51 inches.
Listen in here, honky. Why would I go to the store and spend money when I can go out to the top of the barn, go get a 1 by 6 by like freaking 16, and do the exact same job?
Because
am I right or am I wrong?
Because it's the wrong
Thank you
dimensions.
very much.
It's the wrong dimensions, dingus.
Guess what?
You got a bad attitude. You got a bad attitude. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Sorry.
You're going what?
Said
You're
your,
going what?
I said your hair looks nice.
That is not what you said. Say what you said again.
I said I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Ah, T-Rexy, he put that extra foot on top of you. Get out of there. He means business.
Listen here, Jackie freaking Chan. Martin Luther the King over here. What?
Don't make me come down there and slap the shit out of you.
Whatever. All right, can I finish your kids' thing right now? Just Christmas present, and you're interrupting. And it's weird seeing me here. It's weird seeing me there and here.
Well, you called me.
Well, I called you like 20 minutes ago.
Well, guess what? My phone was in the tractor that I was out of, and I was over cleaning the barn. Shut your face.
Looks like it's chilly up there.
It's going on with skinny and breast, bro.
It's like going to be 46 here. It's going to start getting cold though.
Yeah, shut your face.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
take 46 in a heartbeat.
It's not bad. Anyway, all right. Can I finish this, please?
Well, sure. I'm just calling you back. You called me, so I called you back. It's just rude not to call me back.
All right. Well, you can use the 1 by 6. You're just going to have to change up some of the dimensions. Is all.
Maybe.
Because it's a 1/2 inch off, so you're just going to have to change up some of the dimensions. That's all. Oh.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Oh. Fine. Whatever. Well, I'm going to finish this, and you're going to have to do your best to follow along, I guess.
Do what?
I said I'm going to finish this video, and you're just going to have to do your best to follow along when you watch it.
How hard is it?
What's that?
How hard is it going to be to cut the freaking board to the dimensions that you sent to me?
Well, if you want to do 3/4 of an inch, mostly the thing that's going to matter the most is the width or the width. So if you could take like a circular saw and just trim off a 1/2 inch, or trim it down to 5.5, unless you got a table saw.
Not very good one.
Well, I say if you got a table saw, you could just rip it down to 5.5, and then you could leave it at 1 inch thick and just deal with it. The only thing you'd have to change up on that would be the bottom part. That's all.
But here's what I want to know: what is that extra 1/2 inch going to do?
Nothing. You're just gonna have to. Change up some of the dimensions, is all.
Like what?
Mostly, you're gonna have to just change up the bottom. So the bottom board that goes up in, you're just gonna have to change up that dimension. That's all. Other than that, I mean, no, it should be all right. You might want to. I mean, you can make the top longer, but you know, whatever.
You want me to build an igloo?
Yeah, go ahead. Just build a friggin' igloo. I got no damn snow to make you a friggin' igloo down here. But go ahead and do that if you want to do it. I'll go ahead and cut these boards while you guys are making an igloo. I'll look like a frickin' retard while you guys are making a friggin' igloo.
Well, I don't think you really have to.
Shut up. Shut your damn mouth. Shut up.
That's like I saw a video on TikTok. This woman got mad at her kids and spit food out. Her mother, she goes, when we put it in our mouth, we swallow. She looks at her husband and says, shut the fuck up.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'll let you go. I gotta plug my phone in because it's almost dead.
All right.
So.
All right. See ya. You'll see me on this video arguing with your ass on here.
Good. Come on.
All right. See ya.
Come on.
He's your father. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by both of your parents. Love you guys. Anyway, so we have to lay this out. Dad, since you're using a 1x6 apparently now, you can still make these the same dimensions. The only thing you're just going to have to change up, if you want, you can make the top a little longer since it's going to be a little bit thicker and a little bit longer. So let's still make the front 10 inches. Okay, I'm going to make everything what it says on my drawing, and then I'll tell you what you can make yours so it works out. So we're gonna make the top 10 inches, okay? So this is how we're gonna do it. Kye. So you got 10 right there? Right there. We're gonna make a little mark, right like that. And I do a little V, okay? If you can see it, right there. I do a little V, because it's kind of like an arrow, it points right to it. And then you take your handy dandy speed square, you set it right on the edge of the board like that, and you find your mark right there, and you just run your pencil right along it, okay? Dad'll show you how to do that, okay? He'll help you with that. And then, so mine, then I have to make another mark at another 10 inches, which 10 and 10 is what? That's right, kids, 20. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider just because I need to make up for the saw blade. That's the other thing you need is a handsaw, a good one. So I'm gonna make it just a little bit longer so that way I can make up for that. So, I'm making mine 10 inches. You guys probably should make yours 12. Okay, give yourself a little bit extra. So there's my 10 inches. I'm going to make another mark. Now we need 7 3/4, and that's going to be the back. Okay, so we're going to go 20 plus 7 3/4 is, you can have your sister help you with this, is 27 3/4. Okay, so we're gonna go 27 3/4. All right. Now we're gonna make another line. Now, this is kind of the tricky part, okay? Because you're gonna cut both of your sides. So what you're gonna do is, because you're gonna have a 6-inch board, so you're gonna measure, same thing as I'm gonna do, you're gonna measure from this last mark you made, right there, okay, you're gonna measure to 18 inches, all right? And that's gonna be your sides, okay? So, The reason you're going to do that is because if you look at your drawing, okay, if you look at your drawing, right there, the sides are right there, okay? So you've got 18 inches, one side's 10, one side's 8, one side's 10, one side's 8. That means it's 18 inches, right? 10 and 8. So then what you're going to do is on one side of that, you're going to measure 8 inches, and that'll leave the other part 10, and then down here you're going to measure 10 inches, and you're going to make a mark at 8, and you're going to make a mark at 10. So an 8 on one side of the board, 8 on one side of the board, 10 inches on the other side of the board. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to mark at 8. Then I'm going to mark at 10. Now, I've got a mark here, and I've got a mark here, okay? So now I'm going to take my speed square, or straight edge, whatever you got, and I'm going to make a mark between them. And that is now our two sides. Okay, so when I cut that, they'll be the exact same. Okay, now the bottom, you're going to have to figure out the bottom a little bit. So the bottom on this one, it's what, 4 inches this way, 5.5 this way. You're going to have to do it a little different. It's going to be a little bit different. Well, actually, no, it's going to be pretty much the same, I guess, except, so your board, you're just going to have to measure 4 inches because you're going to have 6 inches here, an inch for this board, an inch for this board. That means it's 4 between. And it's going to be 6 inches this way instead of 5.5 for you, okay? So, I guess, other than your top board, everything's pretty much going to stay the same, okay? So now, I'm going to measure 4 inches from this last mark, and that'll be the end of our layout. Okay? Okay, now I've got all our boards laid out. Now we got to cut them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a saw. I'll be right back, and we'll start cutting. Okay? Okay, we're back. Okay? So, I've got a clamp, because I'm going to clamp it to the table, and I've got my saw. So now, we're going to go ahead and just clamp it down. Okay? So now, we're going to go here. And you can use a vise if you have a vise. If you don't have this kind of clamp, you can use that. All right, so there we go. I hope it works. That should be good. It's going to be a little shaky. I'm going to move my coffee. It's delicious. Anyway, so now we're going to start cutting, okay? Have your dad help you with this. Make sure you keep your hands far enough away. Don't go too fast, because if you go too fast, this saw can jump out, and if you have your hand too close, it can catch your hand, okay? So make sure you have dad help you. And use the whole saw blade, okay? All the way down, all the way back, okay? When you get to the end, you want to go a little bit slower, because if not, you can split the wood out, okay? You'll have a big chunk come off. So now, there we go. we're just gonna keep cutting, okay? So you guys can pause this. Why don't you guys pause this and you go ahead and cut all your pieces. I'm gonna cut all my pieces and then we'll come back and we'll put them together, okay? Okay, so we're back. So now, what we're gonna do is coffee. Now what we're gonna do is we've got our back, our sides, and if I did this right, oh my God, they're the same. Okay? And then, oh, it's like I even caught them right. It's like I'm a shop teacher. Oh, it's like I do this all the time. Anyway, we got our front, we got our top, okay? Yeah, they're a little bit up, but we're not gonna worry about it. All right, anyway, let me check my phone. Okay. Just gotta make sure the farrier's supposed to be coming. My hoof trimmer, not Grampy. Grampy's not coming all the way down here for this. My hoof trimmer's gotta come and do my horses, okay? So now, we're gonna take one of these, make it our front. This one, okay? So that's gonna be our front, okay? Bongo. And now we have to know where to actually drill into. So now we're gonna take our tape measure and we're going to measure. We only need 2 in the front, okay? See one there, same on the other side. But let's try to put them in the same place, okay? So if it's 10 inches, let's put one at 2 inches and one at 8 inches. That'll make it 2 inches from each end, okay? So there's 2 inches, and there's 8 inches, all right? So they're 2 inches from each end. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now, you can use this, okay? So if you line it up on that line, it'll put a line on the exact same spot on the other side. Now, my boards aren't as thick as your boards, okay? So your boards are 1 inch thick. So you want to find the middle of that. You want to come in part way from the side, and you're gonna start your pre-drill, okay? So you want to make it so it runs right in the middle of this board. Well, mine is 3/4 of an inch, which means mine is going to be at 3/8 of an inch. Yours is 1 inch, so that means yours is going to be at 1/2 inch. So we're going to find 1/2 of an inch on here, and I've got this one, which is pretty set up, which there's 1/2 of an inch, okay? So I'm going to set this on the side like that, find 1/2 an inch and make a mark, and I'm going to do that all the way around. Except mine, Uncle Corey messed up. Except mine is not going to be 1/2 because I don't have 1 inch boards. Mine's going to be 3/8. So you find 1/2, I'll find 3/8. Okay, so there you go. You got a cross there, cross here, here, and here. That's where you're going to drill, okay? You're going to do the same thing on the back. You're going to put, this one you might only have to go 1.5 inches from the edges, okay? But you're going to do the same thing. And then you're going to pre-drill. You'll do the same thing on the top, okay? Because the top's got to come in, so it's the same thing. 4 screws there. All right, so you guys go ahead and do that. I'll show you how to pre-drill, okay? You just take this, put that right on that cross, right where that mark is. Make sure this stays up and down. And just do that, okay? So you guys, oh, look at that. So you guys go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and do it. And then we'll put it together, okay? Okay, we're back. So now we've got all 4 of those drilled out. And I actually used a countersink bit in those holes so that way the screws are a little underneath the face of the board, okay? They don't, less chance of them splitting out. Anyway, you don't have to do that. I did, I had it, so I might as well, I did it. So now you have to set it together, okay? And you're gonna have to drill in. You're gonna have to take this out. Well, I'm gonna have to take it out. I'm gonna set my 1/8 bit again. Then I'm gonna set these together, okay? Just like that. And I'm gonna use that hole and drill in to this board a little bit so that way it doesn't split that board out. You don't wanna go too far though, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so now I've got that right in the middle, right where it's supposed to be, okay? So now I'm going to put 1 screw into that to hold it together, and then I'll do this one, okay? And then I'll do the same thing to the other side. So let's go ahead and put 1 screw in there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and drill this one out, and we can put another screw in there and get this side done up. Now, one thing you could have done, ow, that hurt. One thing you could have done is I have this bit to drill for your big hole, but we can do it after. You don't have to do it right now, all right? So let's go ahead and put this together, and then we'll do that at the very last, okay? Okay, got that one done. Now let's do the other side. And I'm gonna do this right here to keep it level, okay? It'll help me out. So now we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, there we go. Now we can do the back. And I did the same thing to the back, put some countersinks in there. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. Now you can see it's got a little bit of a gap, but that's for ventilation, okay? Because the birds are gonna have to breathe. So that's for a little bit of ventilation, okay? So, and because birds are stinky, they're gonna get smelly. All right, so let's do the same thing. Get all that dust out of there. Now you don't want to go down too much or you will split the board out, all right? So you want to go easy when you're putting the screws in. Here we go. Now, the top. We're going to put the top like that, okay? Oh. Lord in heaven. So that's gonna, see, you can see that's gonna be a little bit of ventilation for them birdhouse, okay? Now you can go a little bit lower, it's whatever you wanna do, okay? So, or, you know, you could go like this. And this could be the back, and this could be the front. So that way they got a little overhang. Whatever you wanna do. We're gonna do it like this, okay? So I'm gonna make it flush like that. So that way you can put it up against a post or up against a tree, all right? So, but the same thing, I'm gonna take my pencil, which should be there, and I'm gonna make a little mark right there. And that's where I'm gonna put my one screw, and then I'm gonna make a mark right there, and that's where I'm gonna put my other screw. So now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go like this, find my spot where I'm gonna drill, and I'm gonna drill them out. Okay, so you guys do the same thing. Find out wherever you want to put those screws. Now I'm going to countersink them. And I only go a little bit, so okay. I got dust everywhere. All right, so now I'm gonna switch back out. Line everything up and then go ahead and drill in. Okay, now go ahead and screw that on. Tell Dad if you have to pause it, you can pause the video anywhere you need to, okay? If I'm going a little too fast. Now I'm gonna do the same thing up here. Okay, so almost done. But now we got to put the bottom in, and hopefully the bottom fits perfectly. Doesn't really. It's all right, we'll make it fit. So on that, if you have to, you can use a file. I know Grampy's got some of those around there, and you file it down. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and I'll put it in, okay? Okay, so you got a good tight fit, okay? You want it good and tight. You don't want it, because honestly we probably should have done this before, but it's all right. You can take the sides off if you screw them in, okay? So I'm gonna take my mallet that I also made. Yes, I'm very handy. And I'm just gonna tap it down into place, because I don't want to go too far. Okay, there we go. So now you're gonna find on here where you want to drill those holes, okay? So we're gonna find 3/4 of an inch, or 3/8 of an inch for me, 1/2 an inch for you, and I'm gonna go at, well, let's say 1.25 inches from the edge. So that's 2 inches and 5 inches for me. Yours might be a little different. So mine's gonna be 2 inches and 5 inches, okay? One there, one there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. 2 inches and 5 inches. So now we can drill in. And mine's pretty tight, so I know it's not going to go anywhere, so I'm going to go ahead and drill all of them. And then pre-drill all of them. Now, or I'm sorry, not pre-drill, but countersink. Now I'm going to put screws in there, and we're almost done. Okay. We've got all our sides on. Now, we have to figure out where we're going to put that. Well, it doesn't really say where. Honestly. Whatevs. So you put it where you want it. But it needs to be in the middle. So half of 5.5 is, well, 2.5 is half of 5, and 1/4 inch is half of a half, so that means 2.5 plus 1/4 is 2 3/4, and that's half. So we're gonna do 2 3/4, and I'm just gonna kind of rough estimate it about right there is where I'm gonna put mine, okay? So I'm gonna put it right there. And then I'm gonna put this bit, which is called a Forstner bit, on there, okay? Set this down. Now I'm going to drill into this, okay? This is where you're going to have to really have Dad help you, because this gets a little, this can really, might be kind of hard to hold. And there we have it. Now if you want to, you can get a little peg, put on there, drill a little hole and put a little peg in there so they have something to stand on. But you don't have to. That, Kye Cooper, Smelly Pooper, is your finished birdhouse. Okay? Hope you liked it. Merry Christmas. Give your dad and mom a big hug and kiss for me. And your brother and sister, okay? The other thing you could do is get a little bit bigger drill bit, and I don't know, wherever that smaller one, where it went. Where'd it go? I don't know. Oh, that's around here somewhere. Anyway, you can drill into these corners because the birds need, or you can notch them out before you put it in there. In case water gets in there, it has to drain out, okay? So you can put in a little bit of drainage. But other than that, that's your birdhouse, buddy. Hope you enjoy it, okay? I want to see pictures of birds in the birdhouse, okay? All right, I love you. Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you real soon, okay? Bye.